All right, so next up for question number 7. Okay, we finished number 1 through 6. So now we look at question number 7. It simply asks for the domain for f of x, and f of x is a fraction. So the first thing that we need to think about is that what do we know about a fraction? And what do we know about how fraction could be could fall into some problematic situations? And we say, well, we know one thing for sure is that it's all about the denominators. So for fractions, we do not want the denominator to be 0. So we say, let's think about this. What situation would get the denominator equal to 0? And to answer this question, the best way to clarify your vision, to have a great perspective, a good vantage point to this analysis is that, well, let's go ahead and factor. And I hope that when you look at the denominator, you see something to factor. And what I hope even more is that you see the following 2 steps, in your head. The first step is that the denominator right here, well, actually, let me write the whole fraction first. So the first thing is the denominator can be you can factor out the 2, which makes it 2 times parentheses x squared minus 25. That's the first step. The second step is that you realize it is x squared minus 25. It is the difference of 2 perfect squares. And therefore, you have 2 times x minus 5 and x plus 5. Now, it's very important that you get a habit of thinking 2 steps ahead. Oh, yeah. Yes, 2x plus 1. So yeah, 2 times x minus 5 and x plus 5. And now you have a better idea. You're like, oh, so what can't x be? And so we say, oh, x cannot be 5, x cannot be -5, because if they are these 2 numbers, then we have a huge problem. Okay, we have a huge problem because this fraction will become undefined. So these 2 x values cannot be our domain. And as I said in the previous question, we need to write it in interval notation. So therefore, we will say the domain is from -infinity to -5, union -5 to 5, union 5 to infinity. Okay. Now, just to clarify something right here, that parentheses means exclusive, not including that number. Bracket means inclusive, including that number. When we do infinities, whether it's -infinity or infinity, we always use parentheses. And last but not least, when you write interval notation, the number that's smaller should always be on the left. It's always from small to large. Okay. Because sometimes I still see people reversing the order, which could be somewhat problematic. So always from small to large, which is very intuitive. Okay.